Hey, you guys. Wow, we've got a bunch of people in here. This is great. This is awesome. Oh boy, this is fun. Okay, now let me get a controller thing going here. Um, I was only going to change this one time. Hey, everybody. How's everybody tonight on this very special evening in the sky? Wow, this is, oh my God. Oh, Lord. I wanted to do it here on StreamYard so that we could do this right here, so that we could interact a little bit more than just on a Facebook Live. So this was great. I just set everything. This is great, Arnaldo. Thank you so much. The man does not sleep. He's a robot. I'm beginning to wonder about you. Are you alien? He does not sleep. Arnaldo right here lives in Spain. So we have somebody down here misbehaving and saying, where is everybody? She's in England. So everybody's cold tonight. Everybody, unless if Jessie comes on from Southern Australia, she is not freezing. she is in summertime. Freezing Ohio. Kristen's here. Her son played basketball tonight. She texted me that they not only won, they inhaled. That's great. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Kayla. Good to see you. And rainy California. We'll clear it out because I'm coming Monday. So I'm going to the desert. I mean, it can't be raining in the desert, right? So this is great. Glad you guys are here. Listen, this is just a super informal time. And what I've set up on the chart here is if you look right at the top of the grid below me, right down here and go, boom, that is Pluto. And then if you look over here, right down there, you see that same symbol sitting next to the sun. This morning, the sun moved into Aquarius, and that's what we did the one this morning from the floor. And now tonight, and it's going to be at 7:56 my time. So that's 22 minutes from now. We're counting it down, but you can see if you look back over here. So what this is saying is, just so you see what you're looking at, in astrology, there are 30 degrees per sign. So Pluto is getting ready to leave Capricorn. And then there are 59 minutes. That's what that is. And if you look back over here, you'll see that it says 29:59. And then the sun says 0:26. Well, that's 0 degrees, 26 minutes. So we're at 29 minutes for Pluto, 29 degrees, Capricorn, 59 minutes. And then this is the seconds. And that's 58 seconds. And you can see how slowly it moves, like barely. But if you look down here, let's see. Oh, yeah, if you look on down the column, then you see an upside down horseshoe. That's the north node. And then you see a horseshoe that would catch water if it were, I got to do this all backwards. It would catch water if it were raining. That's the south node of the moon. All right. Skip past those. But then AS, that's the ascendant point. That's the sunrise point in the chart. And then you see how fast it's moving. And the midheaven, that's the position of the sun at its highest point in the sky. And the reason I left these on here is I thought you'd be interested to see how quickly they move. So when people say, well, I was born about 7:30, well, you can see about 7:30 is moving this fast, right? And if we had the moon on here, I just didn't want the whole thing, but you'd see that the moon moves quickly too. But that's what we're watching. So now we're at 59. Look at that, 29. It just changed, 59, 59. And that's going to take about 20 minutes to change. And we will all get to see that go to 0 Aquarius. I just love this stuff. I'm easily entertained up here in the mountains. And over there. Now, did you guys, I made a little cacao drink. I kind of said I wasn't going to, and then Beth said, uh-oh, sorry, hang on. That's a cable. That's me moving a cable. All right, hold on. We'll fix this. Stand by, people. All right. That might be OBS. Sorry, I am so sorry. Hang on. Let me find OBS on my screen, first of all. And then let's go back to here. Okay, then I'm going to have to fix it this way. Just hang on. This is what we get when we go messing around. I shouldn't have done that. All right, there I am from this camera. Now let's go back to this one. Uh-oh. Okay, then I am going to have to, all right, hold on. Here's what we'll do. That's a good plan. We'll come back to here. Sorry, guys. I tried to move this. My real estate's tight, and I obviously bumped it in a way that it didn't like it. All right, we'll go back, and if not, we'll just do it from right here. You can see my ceiling. There we go. How's that? Mo better? There we go. Okay, sorry. Now I don't have to move it anymore. So anyway, I don't know where we were, but let me catch up with you now. This is so great. Thank you guys for being on. Oh, this is really cool. Tennessee. I know. It is so cold. And you know, Chicago. So I'm flying from here to Chicago to California on Monday. And Chicago tonight, like when they wake up in the morning, Kristen, -3, -4, something like that, -2. You a new moon baby? You before the new moon or after the new moon? So yeah, there's a lot of cold around the country. Oh, let's see. Arnaldo is giving us some insights here. He is a Pleiadian, but he does need to sleep to recharge his body while his soul goes wandering. Today has been super special because it's 24-hour celebration of San Sebastian Day. He's got a picture of that on his Facebook page. So fun. That's great. 24 hours of celebration of the city where he lives. That's cool. That's awesome. You'll have to tell us more about being a Pleiadian. Like you probably have, I cannot believe how many people are coming in. This is great. Are you sensitive too? Yeah, I did about a half a teaspoon, literally. And then the rest of this is my chai tea. So, and water. It's really thinned out. So I'm just going to sip on it. I'm not going to do too much. Now, see, here's where we should all be. All right, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's, I'm just looking through. All right, I think that's about it. You guys feel free to chime in. Like I said, this is just really chill. But I will tell you something I did earlier. Because Pluto over here is going to dance across this 0 degrees Aquarius point basically all this year. It'll be this way, and then it'll be that way, and then it'll be this way, and it'll be that way. You guys will have to put in here, you're a baby and freezing. I think we're all freezing. Kristen's freezing. London is freezing. Kentucky's freezing. I know that's right. Katie, Colorado. The secret about Colorado is it's not that cold, but don't tell anybody because then more people will go there. But yeah, it's not that bad. Not anything like humid cold. I will be in the far eastern side of Los Angeles, Rob, for a week doing some reconnaissance. Yeah, when it's sunny, it's great. When it's sunny, it's like butter. I mean, somebody had, Katie says it's really not that cold. So it can be, but usually it's delightful weather. When you leave out of Denver on I-70 and you're headed west, there's a Colorado Department of Transportation has this big billboard that goes across the interstate. And it's just on this peak where you're up on top of this hill and you start to go down. And there are all the mountains of Estes Park on your right. And I mean, it's the moment that you finally have climbed out of the foothills and you're up there now, and you come over that hill and there's this beautiful just panorama of these mountains. And somebody had photoshopped this on Facebook and they said, "Welcome to Colorado" on this billboard. Now turn around and go home. Oh boy. It's like, just glad you're here. Now leave. Oh boy. But Robert and I recorded this episode this morning. We talk about this. So it will be out early this week. So you guys will have that on Old Soul, New Soul in a couple of days. But so Pluto's going to just dance across this 0 degree thing. And it's going to be really quite a what do we say? I mean, as far as like, it's just going to bake this whole theme into everything. But keep in mind, I was thinking about this before we came on here. We get the playbook. We do, because of this crazy chart over here. I have to point the other way. Because of this right there, we get the playbook. And if you just go back in history, you see that there was turmoil around shaking up what the old codgers wouldn't let go of. And that's the symbolism of Capricorn, is the old stodgy stuff. That's one of the symbols. I mean, Capricorn's a great sign. When you're talking about big picture stuff, it's like stuff that it's old that doesn't serve. And that's what the battle is here. So what I was thinking is, my goodness, all we have to do is go back and look at history, and we learn that the good guys win every time. So as all this shifting and struggle and power battles and everything is taking place over the next 20 years unfolding, just remember that the revolution always works out for the best. Look at the last time Pluto did this. Was 1776, 1777. 1777 was the last time it did this. French Revolution, United States, American Revolution. Look at what emerged out of both. You go back the time before that, and it was 1534. And that was basically a movement away from Catholic domination. So there's just this amazing pattern of history that now that's not without, I mean, look, there were wars and people died and there are conflicts and there are, it's Earth. But at the end of the day, you can look and see what's going to happen. So all we have to do, it's like reading not tomorrow's newspaper, maybe 5 years from now's newspaper or 25 years from now newspaper, but you realize that through all of this shakeup and conflict that it is going to turn out for the best. So how do we align with the conflict or with what happens that's best? I know what I'm going with. I know what you're going with. So that's the deal here is just that we can take a big deep breath and watch, pop some popcorn. It's like, don't get caught up in it. Don't get all caught up in it. So, yeah, I saw that somebody else posted the same kind of comment. So that's great. I'm glad that that's hitting a nerve that, it's like, look, and that's going to be the theme around here, is just finding all the ways where we can align with the positive. That's what we're going to do here. So, don't fret it and just don't get caught up in it. So when everybody's talking about it and everybody's all up in arms and all of that, you just go, this crazy nuthead said that we're going to win, and I'm going to go with that. And all we're doing, I mean, just go back and look at history. Don't believe me. Go back and look at history. 1777 for 20 years, 1534 for 20 years, and the aftermath of that. I mean, I put on Friday's podcast that Shakespeare emerged in the late 1500s. Huge shift and all the joy that he brought to the world. So it's like, my throat has been a little scratchy today. So, hey, well, Flo, how are you? I didn't recognize Airbnb Gypsy. Okay, got it. Greetings to you, neighbor. How is it being about 3 degrees warmer over there? So here's what we can be thinking about. So we've got about 10 minutes, 8 minutes. So I set some 20-year intentions this evening. And when you think about it from a 20-year period of it's going to be revolutionary, it's going to shake, rattle, and roll, it's going to change up, and new things are going to emerge. So when you think about, well, okay, if it's going to be revolutionary, where would I like to be in that area? And I focused on 2 key areas that I wanted to mainly participate, to say 20 years from now, if the heavens give me that much, what would I like to look back on that happened? And it was really cool because I kind of slid into the audio booth this morning with Robert, and I said, man, I am so busy and I'm trying to get out of town and everything. And he said, well, get ready, because that's the way it's going to be for us into this. So, yeah, good, because we're on the forefront of this change. So I put 2 areas. One of them I'll just mention because I already have, and that is that I would love the message of intuition is the thing that absolutely altered how I live my life. And I really want to give that gift to as many people as possible. So that's one. That's the game changer, is when you follow, when you hear, and then you just choose in advance that if your intuition says, take a sip of this and spit it all over the camera. It didn't, but I'm going for, right, here we go. Because that to me is when you really tune in with your higher self, you're getting instructions of how to live your highest timeline. That's just it. So I want to give that gift. I mean, I thought about that the other day. I thought, you know what? If everybody just followed their intuition, it'd be a different planet. We would change the consciousness of this whole earth that fast, just like that. One thing. The other thing is just the mass communications. And as I was writing that down, an idea came to my mind. And that's what I'm going to keep, because incubating stuff, you just want to kind of keep away. So it's 7:51. We've got 7:56 is when this changes. So you can think about, like, as this happens now, and we'll go into a little meditation here for a minute, because I think that's just the best way to spend this time. Oh, the sheet says we're already there. It was supposed to be 7:50. I don't know why this is lagging. So let's call it done. Boom, right there. Let's call it done. I don't know why the chart. Let me see what I've got going here. I've got it on the clock, and it's Asheville. I don't know why the sheets would say 1 and the chart would not match. That's weird. The Honeycomb Almanac said 50. So anyway, Happy New Year. Happy Pluto. It's there somewhere, right? It's there somewhere. Let's all have if you got your cacao, boom, here we go, right? And I didn't do this earlier, but let's just do it now. And then we'll do a little meditation. And then it's my Mountain Man candle from up here in Waynesville. And it smells so good. It's a sprucey smell, and it's so good. So here we are. Welcome to the future. welcome to what is going to change all of our lives. And it's so cool to do this. You know, when Saturn and Pluto aligned in the sky on January 12th, 2020, January 12th, let me say that date again. January 12th, 2020, Saturn and Pluto were in a conjunct line in the sky. We had about, 15 or 20 people at a coffee shop in Dallas, and I had my computer set up, and we had it on the clock, and we were watching it as it transited in there. You'll see it here on the wheel in a minute. We had no idea, that 3 weeks later we would be in a pandemic. So we have no idea, but let's just roll with it. Let's just go. And we know that our side is going to win. It's always not just better, so much better on the other side. So you can think about some long-term intentions and jot those down and keep it someplace where you can come back to it. Why don't we just, for a minute, this is just chill, but why don't we got about 2 minutes. I think that thing, my clock just changed to 54. So if you just focus on the chart and just look at that and what that symbolizes as it changes on the chart to match the grid, that what we're talking about here is a pivotal shift in humankind, just like 200 years ago. The American Revolutionary War brought it in. The French Revolution ushered it out. Revolution. People saying, we want change. Aquarius taking us in new directions, new technologies, new developments, new frontiers, new. Think about how exciting it will be to be a part of that from a spiritual perspective, not so much from a physical, from a spiritual. This is where we all kind of, to one degree, become monks in the cave on a Tibetan mountainside. We watch from a different perspective. Keep your eye on that now. It'll turn. You'll see it. And it's welcome to a new era. Think about how you're going to participate in that. Think about how you're going to really up your spiritual game to not get caught up in the minutia. Think about what I've been reading in my little morning devotional this month, and what I heard in a prayer from somebody else. There it is right there. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Now, it will come back in Capricorn later in the year, but for now, and for most of this year, and for most of the next 20 years, there it is. Pluto is in Aquarius. It's going to be amazing. It's a new world. Michelle just put in here. It's a new world. It just changed right there, and we saw it. There's no going back on that one. There's no going back on that one. Wow. we are going to have so many opportunities. And I think all we're going to have to do is just show up. So what this prayer that I ran across from somebody online, and it was on a YouTube video, and then this has been the theme of this devotion that I've been doing, is how can I be of the highest service? Just to say, me and my little life and where we live and what we do and raising kids and going to work and all the things that we do that comprise daily living. We just ask right over there, how can I serve to my highest and best? How can I be of the most use during this time? And that's a really good thing to take to bed tonight. It's just somebody's been listening to Ray Merriman. It's the new era, the new AIRA, because now the focus is on the air signs, and that's what Aquarius is. It's an air sign. This is just so cool. And you guys are precious to be here. Thank you so much. Kristen and Alyssa will be doing Level Up right here on these same channels tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. So come back and join them and support them. And they're going to be leading in a meditation. And I'll be peeking in from a hotel right across the street from the Asheville airport so that I don't have to go trekking across everywhere in the early hours of the morning. So yeah, you guys check them out tomorrow. Oh, what's the name of the company you work for? Oh, Era. Oh, really? Wow. Ha! How is that? That's amazing. Yeah, see, that's the shift. And then the next thing, I'll give you the next peek if you want the next little peek. Saturn, which is, I don't think you can see my cursor on this, so let's do this. Saturn is right here. This one, right? Let's see. Saturn is right there. Boom. That's Saturn. Follow it going up. And that blue symbol right up there is Pisces. And then the next one that looks like the Dodge Ram horn is Aries. And the next really big thing is when Saturn, now look here, so you saw where Saturn is, and then right up here, sorry guys, it's all backwards, right up there is Neptune. Saturn moves faster than Neptune. So Saturn catches Neptune, and then they move into Aries in early 2026. That is what Ray Merriman was saying has never happened before, ever, where we have all this movement of these outer planets. Oh, the other big conjunction, the other big thing that's going to happen, if you go all the way up to the top, and you see where it says MC at the top, the thing to the right of MC is Uranus, and then the next one over is Jupiter. And those two combine in April. Somebody snuck into my account, Kristen. That's great. But anyway, Jupiter and Uranus. And see, Uranus is all about astrology, and Aquarius is all about astrology. So this is where I just think all of this is heading in our direction. It totally is. And a lot of people are going to be getting interested in this new kind of spirituality. And the reason that I've enjoyed studying it and learning it is it just tells us so much about how we're wired, how our soul is wired, and it gives us paths. It gives us direction. And I love that. It's just great. So, oh, Kelly, Hey, well, we're just wrapping up. We just ushered Pluto into Aquarius over here on the chart and kind of setting our drumbeat for the next 20 years. So this has been really fun. Let's why don't we close out just with a centering, calming, run up and down your chakra line. Release anything that doesn't serve. This is going to be a 20 years for the A-team. I will say that. The people that are in this for part-time are probably going to be a little disappointed. So think about your A game. Think about blocks, what's keeping you from playing full out. Michael Jordan would not have performed on the level he did if his routine was to go eat at a buffet restaurant at 4:30 in the evening before a 7 p.m. tip-off. So don't go, what is weighting you down, in other words? What would slow your body down? What would cause you to not be ready for tip-off? And then the other one is just the other little checkpoint as you're kind of doing your time later is, what are you resisting? Let go of the resistances. Don't resist. There's going to be plenty to resist. Just get rid of resistance. I'm here to serve. How can I do that my best? And sometimes being the best is holding space. Holding space is a super powerful thing to do. That's where you just stand in the presence of the intention of what's going on. And you can just stand in that this is all about change. This is about positive revolution. And just hold that space. That's a super huge contribution. And then let's just wrap up tonight with an Om. So lock all of this in. If you're able to do so, sure, join in. And if not, I'll muddle one out here for all of us. Well, it almost feels like New Year's. I would say Happy New Year, but I will say Happy Pluto in Aquarius, and let's go change the world. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy Kristen and Alyssa tomorrow. Thank you, ladies, for doing this so that I can have the night off. I'll see you back a week from tomorrow from California, and then either back here or in the van headed to Florida after that. I'm not sure where we go from there, but anyway, you guys have a great rest of the evening and a good Sunday. Thank you for popping in tonight. This has just been wonderful, and I love the casualness of it. Nothing scheduled, just us hanging out. So love you guys. Thank you so much. Pluto is now in Aquarius. Namaste.